myself. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello from Penang Green Council. I'm Kimberly, your host today. So yes, you are joining a live stream with us. It's Sembang episode 5, Nature Conservation from Community Engagement to Ownership. So if you are here with us, again, same, please help us to show some sign that you are with us. Type in a hi. Hi, Asha. So yeah, you may also introduce yourself in the chat, in the comment as well, so that I know you are with me. Okay, and also give me some love sign. I can also see from my phone here. So give me some like or love, and most importantly, help us to share it out. Okay. So all right. While waiting for people to actually come in and join us, since it's early morning, so and it's Tuesday, so please help us to share. For those of you who are already with us today, share to your Facebook, share to your Insta, whichever you can share. Help us to share out to any of your group, and so that more people can actually join us for this session. As later, what our guests will be sharing is very interesting. So you'll find out later. So I myself also very interested to find out more. Okay, so for those of you who first heard about Sembang, let me just give a brief introduction about what is Sembang. Sembang is a virtual activity platform that we designed to engage public interest towards environmental issue through borderless classroom. So some people might think that when we talk about environment, it's very far away from our daily life. It doesn't really relate to us, but actually it's not. From our first Sembang, where we talk about zero waste lifestyle, how we can actually instill inside our daily life to practice zero waste, and to the previous Sembang, where we talk about sustainable business idea, where business owner, entrepreneur, they are now taking the initiative to redesign their products as well as their services to offer to people. So environment is definitely everyone's responsibility. Whether you are an individual or you're a business owner or you are just a family member, you can do something from your daily life. So anyway, I just want to highlight the importance of everyone who is watching this Facebook Live with us to actually play our role to do something for the environment. So that's also leads to the reason why we choose this topic: nature conservation from community engagement to ownership. Hi Naveen. Hi Mr. Sangha. Yes. So community, what does it mean? It means you and me, whoever is watching, or whoever is not watching is also including you. So yes, a group of people who is sharing the same environment. In this case, if we are looking at a big picture, is this Mother Earth, this Earth that we are living on. And if we want to narrow down further, perhaps Malaysia. If you want to narrow down further, perhaps Penang, or the area that we are living in now. Yep. So we are not only connected to one another, human being, but we are also connected to the environment that we live in, such as the lake, the river, the mountain that is around us, and the animals as well. Yes. So people need to fully embrace that nature conservation is not about you playing your role or the environmentalists playing your role. No, it's actually every one of us. So you will be surprised, and engage and empower community is such a it's a incredibly powerful force that we can actually affect the implementation and the successful rate of the nature conservation initiative. So you will find out why I said that after both of our guests sharing their personal experience working with the community. Hi Uze, hi Carmen. Nice having you guys with us today. Yep. So today it's our pleasure to invite Dr. Nur Munira Azman from Shorebirds Peninsular Malaysia Project and Dr. Kalithasan from Global Environment Center to find out about their inspiring sharing on how they connect the dots between nature conservation and community empowerment through their conservation projects. So you're welcome to type in any question if you have towards our guests as they share. So you can type in inside the comments. We will address it at the end of the session. So before we really bring in or introduce the guest, let us just share with you a video about our first guest. See if you can spot her in the video. So yeah, let's watch a video from our first guest. See if you can spot. All right. Do y'all hear any audio from your side? Please also type it in. If y'all have any trouble with that, please let us know inside the comment as well, so that we can troubleshoot from our side. Okay. Can y'all give me some sign if y'all are hearing the video? So by the video itself, can you know what is the who is the first guest that I will be introducing? Okay. Oh, we have a comment from Asha. No audio. No worry. Perhaps we need to adjust on the setting, I see. No worry. All right. No worry. That's only the first video that we'll be sharing. Later, we will still have more videos to come. So don't worry about that. Let me introduce her officially first, as the video is only part of what she will be sharing. So she will definitely share more with us about her project as well as about herself. Okay. Yes, the first guest that I will be introducing is Dr. Munira, a freelance researcher and a bird enthusiast. She is the coordinator of Shorebirds Peninsular Malaysia Project that was initiated in 2017. And the objective of this project are to compile and contribute research on migratory shorebirds to highlight the conservation significance, to garner more interest from the Malaysian public on the shorebird, and to lobby for more coastal wetlands, such as Teluk Ayer Tawar, Kuala Muda. That's the place where they do their research to be protected. Using an integrated approach combining research and community engagement programs, she hopes to socialize the potential values of the nature benefit that's not only to the environment, but also to the local livelihoods. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Dr. Munira. So type in right now, welcome her. Hi, Dr. Munira.
Hi, Kimberly.
Yes, we have
Hi all, thanks for watching today.
Glad to have you with us, Dr. Munira.
Thank you.
Okay, introduce our next guest first. Okay, so again, before I introduce our next guest, let us watch a video. Perhaps it can give you a better understanding of what he will be sharing later. So, yep. We will show the video about our next guest. Hi, Uze. Hi, Renuka. Hi, Fun. All right. Okay, still no audio from my side. Perhaps, let me see, perhaps we need to adjust on the setting play from computer. Because last time I used to have an experience on that as well. When I host this Zoom session, yeah, actually we need to click some setting on that side. But no worries, technical is always part of things for us to explore on. Okay, so perhaps we can skip the sequence first. We will play the video later as I introduce our next guest first. Okay, so the next guest that I'll be introducing is Dr. Kalithasan. Dr. Kylie is the manager of River Care Program. He is also a recognized Malaysian leader with more than 20 years experience in promoting integrated river basin management concept, focusing on ecosystem conservation. So he's recognized as one of the key experts in this water resource and ecosystem management, especially in community engagement. He has been continuously appointed as advisor, trainer, or panel in a number of key projects related to river basin, water, and solid waste management. So let us welcome Dr. Kylie. Hi, Dr. Kylie.
Hi, good morning, Kimberly. Happy morning to all. Thank you for having me here in your Sembang. Hopefully, we'll have a good session for the next 45 minutes. Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Kylie. You're bringing such a good vibe into our session. Like, wow, so energetic. I like your session. I like your voice. Perhaps before we actually start the session, can we still have the video about GEC? Like, just a brief introduction about GEC. Hopefully, this one we can get the audio. Hi, Uwe. Okay. Hi, Asha. Okay, perhaps can we get the video on from about GEC? Let me see if I can share from my side as well. How about let me try to share from my end and see if there is a voice. Hold on lah. Okay, sorry, Dr. Kylie and Dr. Munira, for keep you guys waiting. So just give me some time if you all hear any audio. Do you all hear any audio?
No.
No.
Sorry, no.
Okay, let me see. Maybe the next few rounds, we still have 2 more videos, right? We will put it inside the PowerPoint and share it. Then we should be able to get the audio.
Peninsular Malaysia Project. Our project site is located at Teluk Air Tawar, Kuala Muda Coast, a very special place in mainland Penang. The area has been recognized as one of the important bird and biodiversity area by BirdLife International.
First video that we share about Dr. Munira.
Our close research partners are University Science Malaysia and Malaysia Nature Society. The aims of our project are to obtain a continuous monitoring data on migratory shorebirds as well as to promote environmental awareness among local people. This is important because the immediate threats to this area are aquaculture development and land conversion. I hope this project will give benefits to the locals as well as to save this valuable ecosystem and biodiversity.
Okay, so this is about Shorebirds Peninsular Malaysia Project. Perhaps we can also show a video about GEC, Global Environment Center. So maybe we just give our technical support some time. Okay, so Dr. Kylie and Dr. Munira, so is this the first time you all do Facebook Live through StreamYard?
Yeah, no.
Yes, this is my first time.
Yeah,
Usually
good.
we are on YouTube.
I see. Even better. Maybe we should explore that. Okay. Okay, this is video from GEC. But I'm not sure. I didn't hear any audio from my side.
I can't hear.
Can't hear, right? Not sure why. Sometimes this happens. Okay.
I mean, these are the challenges that we always face. It's okay. These are the challenges that we face day to day.
Right.
So it's normal.
Correct. Because we are still exploring on this, right? On this app, despite of so many times. I mean, things are changing very fast in the way that every time they have a new feature introducing and stuff, and we are also exploring and learning new things. That's what actually keeps us excited. This is what I feel. Okay, we hear some audio.
GECA, or Global Environment Center, is a Malaysian non-profit organization which was established in 1998, about 20 years ago.
So this is about GEC.
Our focus is to protect, safeguard the global environment.
GEC is the NGO that do the talk. We meant what we are doing, and we are doing what we say. GEC through the River Care program have worked actively on river and water resource protection and also conservation in Malaysia. Through the civic science concept or approach, where the key focus is empowerment and engagement of the stakeholders, especially the local community. For the last 18 years, GEC through the River Care program have worked actively on river and water resource protection and also conservation in Malaysia. GEC's River Care program is about integrated river basin management program. It focuses on the sustainable river management benefiting all, including the environment. GEC will never take up any project on event based or on an economic base. It's all about the people and environment. We managed to explain and to some extent empower them what are the role they can play and how to reconnect them to the nature.
Okay, so now we get to watch two videos. I believe some of us might still have questions, like from our viewer, how it works. Perhaps Dr. Munira, could you please briefly explain about you yourself and your organization to our viewer once again?
Okay, thank you everyone. Welcome to this session. My name is Nur Munira Azman. I was born in Perak and now live in Sungai Petani, Kedah. And my field of interest is, of course, shorebirds. So I am the coordinator of Shorebirds Peninsular Malaysia Project. This is an independent shorebirds research and outreach group. So back in 2017, after I completed my postdoctoral fellow in USM, I realized that there is a lack of documentation and scientific research on shorebirds, especially in Malaysia. So the four of us, my husband, Muhammad Nasir, Dr. Aini Hasanah, Dr. Nurul from USM, and I set up the project called Shorebirds Peninsular Malaysia Project. So it is also known as SPMP for short. And right now, I'm the coordinator. So with SPMP, we focuses on two main objectives. The first one, we would like to conduct research on shorebirds in Peninsular Malaysia. We focus on shorebirds in Teluk Air Tawar, Kuala Muda, which is located in northern Penang and close to the Penang-Kedah border. So secondly, we would like to continuously engage with local community in order to gain more interest from the Malaysian public on shorebirds and how it each of us can play a role to protect shorebirds and wetlands ecosystem.
Exactly. That's interesting. That's really important because ourselves, if we ourselves can only do so much, but with those local people who are staying there, definitely we can do more. Thank you so much, Dr. Munira, for your brief introduction. Dr. Kylie, would you like to introduce yourself and about GEC a bit to our viewer?
Okay, thank you, Kimberly. My name is Kalithasan K from Negeri Sembilan. I'm orang Minangkabau. Okay, very loyal. Obviously, I'm already 20 years experience in river ecosystem management in the country. So Global Environment Center is a locally registered NGO, non-profit, with the motto of building environment for building partnership for the environment. Because we strongly believe that none of us can be champion on our own. We need each other. Okay, like Dr. Mina, you spoke about birds. It's a part of the ecosystem. So we need a lot of champion and a part and puzzle to get a nice picture of the beautiful picture of the global. So that is our motto, building partnership for the environment. And we started our first operation in 1998, so it's already 22 years. And among the key achievement for GEC, we in fact secure what I call recognition globally on the importance of the peatland conservation for the biodiversity as well as the climate change. For information, GEC have established and implementing the ASEAN Peat Management Strategy 2006 to 2020 to guide the sustainable management of 20 million hectares of peatland in ASEAN. So that is a very huge project we have. In fact, we also have rehabilitated more than 300 hectares of mangrove and peatland with roughly estimated more than 500 million trees planted with more than 50,000 volunteers over the years. Okay, so and then of course GEC also pioneer in the river management through community participation. We are the first one that think, and we have coordinated regional and also global network to link civil society organization and other to safeguard the global environment. Okay, and if you look into that, we have developed various programs ranging from the forest, water, peat, river ranger, smart ranger, island ranger, Dr. H2O, forest ranger, peatland ranger, so many programs, so many modules. In fact, recently GEC been awarded as a role model award for NGO by the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources under the program Penanaman Pokok Bakau and Spesies-Spesies yang sesuai di Persediaan Pantai Negara. So that is what GEC have contributed, and especially for the river conservation. I think to date we already through the partnership of more than 100 partners, we have cleaned up more than 30 rivers and then established 10 open river classroom and training center. As well, one of the key achievement for the community, because today's topic is about community, we have established what we call National River Care Fund, where community can apply grant, small scale grant, to do their own initiative to support their local environment. So that's a little introduction of a GEC. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kylie. Yes, personally, we have visited once to one of the programs that is hosted by GEC, or we have paid a visit to GEC before. So we really, after your team briefed through about the programs that you did, really interesting. We look forward. Does the grant, just curious, does the grant apply to like the whole Malaysia or only in KL?
Yes. No. It's nationwide. We open twice a year. So the next one will be in November. So you can look forward.
So those of you, if like to all our viewers who have the thoughts that actually you want to start your own conservation projects like within your community, yeah, make sure you all don't miss this opportunity. So having said that, we understand that Dr. Kylie and Dr. Munira, you guys have been in this conservation project for quite some time. So I believe the seed of interest towards the environment doesn't just plant like within this few years, right? It planted like long ago. So I would like to know, or I would like to ask on behalf of our viewer, when did you first become interested in this field that you are involved in right now? Perhaps can we have Dr. Kylie to share with us, sir?
Thank you, Kimberly. I think this is something that born within me. As you know, I was born and brought up in a rural area, in estate, to be precise, where it's all in natural condition. We drank water from the river, we play, we catch fish, we swim. 3/4 of our time is all outside, not indoor, like current generation. Okay, so we very much associate with the natural way of living, and we depend on that. Not only for the food supply, water supply, but also for recreational and all other activities, social element, all these things. So from small, I always have a soft spot about water and river, be precise on that. Okay, and when I did my PhD, okay, I continue related to environment, but unfortunately, when I did my research, my PhD, impact of pesticide on environment, that's where my first and the biggest setback that I faced after went through the beautiful memory of the nature, where we realized that environment is not as beautiful as it was, and people don't treat environment accordingly, and so on. So therefore, I realized there is something, a gap, a missing within nature and human life, especially the new generation, and so on. And I personally do realize that we are disconnected from the nature. So therefore, when the opportunity comes, okay, so I choose this path as my career. So I'm so happy that my career covered both my personal living courses as well as my passion. Okay, so I'm maybe, as Dr. Amira, maybe we are certain people, certain selected people who are happy doing both together for our living. Okay, yes. So that is about my thing. That so I believe that's what inspired me to have the nature back as it was 30, 40 years ago.
That's a really beautiful dream. I mean, to actually preserve in the way that how you see before to our future generation, because most likely the younger generation, all they can see is a different river than what you see before, like 30, 40 years ago. So to bring back that,
the new generation, they don't know what they are missing. That's why sometimes sad, no? They don't know what they are missing.
Yeah. They feel it's natural already, like what they are seeing right now is normal, but actually it's much more beautiful and much more pretty, like compared to what you have saw previously. Yeah, we really look forward to like what you guys are trying to make out of it. Like from there, how you guys push towards this nature conservation. We really hope that one day together we can achieve that. How about Dr. Munira? Since when the seeds of interest towards the environment planted? Yes, planted. Yeah. Dr. Munira?
Okay, thanks, Kimberly. Yes. Thanks, Kimberly. Thanks to Dr. Kylie for the inspiring stories. For my side, this is a great sharing session where I want to share how my interest shifted from forest birds to shorebirds, because my background, my PhD project is on forest birds, not shorebirds. So one day, after coming back from shorebirds watching, my husband Nasir and I went through all the shorebirds pictures that we captured for that day. So we were very surprised when we find out one of the birds that he photographed has a tag on its leg. Okay, so a tag on a bird's leg means that someone has caught that bird and put a tag on it and released back to the wild. Okay, do you know why they do that? Okay,
To track them?
can anyone tell me why a bird?
Oh, yeah, I don't
Yes.
remember.
Do you know why, Kimberly?
For me, I don't know, perhaps to track them or to know like where they migrate, where they go, or where they come from, something like that.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
right,
Yes,
we have
that's
a
true.
comment
That's true.
from Uze to avoid redundancy.
Okay. About redundancy. Okay. Okay. Ada answer from our audience?
I think they are still thinking, trying to research. Probably they go and Google right now.
Okay. So what Kimberly said is true, because some of researcher will put on the a tag on that bird so they can trace their flight path of that bird, and we can know where the bird's origin from, and we can determine their age also. So we discovered that the bird that we photographed with a tag was first sighted after 7 years it was tagged, and it was originated from Taiwan. Uh, this is a great story. So this is the turning point. From there on, my interest on shorebirds became more deeper, and I felt that I have to take this responsibility where locals in Teluk Aitawa, Kuala Muda must be informed that their place is very special, because every year thousands of migratory shorebirds come to Teluk Aitawa as their stopover area. So at this moment, the Penang state government has marked this area as important as aquaculture zone industry, or ZIA. It means it wants to transform the bakau, the mangrove, into the aquaculture pond in a large scale, industrial scale. Okay, so this is the big why. This is the big why I have to carry out my responsibility as a researcher and also as a Malaysian to make sure that we can deliver the knowledge and educate the local people on the importance of protecting water birds, shorebirds, and the mangrove, and the whole ecosystem.
Agree, agree. I mean, wherever we travel, we also need transport, right? So same goes to the birds. Probably this is how we track them. I mean, to have so many species actually landed on Penang Island is definitely a blessing, I would say. That means in some way we provided the suitable environment where they can actually rest before they move to their next destination. Yet,
Yes.
protecting is definitely an important element that we need to consider in our future. So having said that, well, now I'm already very interested in the project that you guys have been doing from your side. Perhaps is it possible for you guys to share with us one of the most recent activity or initiatives that you have conducted under your organization? Perhaps Dr. Munira, would you like to start first? Would you like to share with us more?
Okay, let me share one activity that we had done just before MCO. It was World Wetlands Day. The event was jointly organized by SPMP, Sembang City Council, MBSP, MNS Penang, and also the Habitat Foundation. And we're happy to gather almost 80 volunteers comprising villagers from Kuala Muda, MNS members from Penang and Kedah branch, UM students and teachers from 8 schools in Penang. So the event started with sharing session about the importance of mangrove to human and wildlife, and also followed by birding Kuala Muda beach. So during the 3-hour activity, the volunteers collected a total of 150 kilograms of rubbish, and with 21 kilograms being damaged fishing nets. So this was the first time such event has been held in Kuala Muda, where this is a famous whispering fish market is located. So apart from the activities, we also launched a poster of waterbirds and shorebirds of Penang. by Teluk Air Tawar Assemblyman YB Mustafa Kamal Ahmad. So that one is before MCO. But during MCO, we cannot go outside because of the COVID-19. We have to shift our activity from the field to the online as a to virtual program. So we have a video here where we take the initiative instead of we have a webinar, the virtual program here. We also create videos to share with our locals and also our followers on the nature awareness video. So maybe Kimberly can.
Yep. Maybe we can show the video of about the project that Dr. Munira.
Hutan paya bakau merupakan sebuah ekosistem hutan yang sangat unik. Kawasan ini boleh didapati di muara sungai, iaitu pertemuan antara air laut dan air sungai. Ramai lagi yang masih belum benar-benar tahu apa pentingnya hutan paya bakau dan betapa bergantungnya kita kepada hutan bakau ini. Para nelayan merupakan golongan yang sangat hampir dengan hutan paya bakau. Mengapa? Ini kerana setiap hari mereka menangkap ikan dan pelbagai hasil laut. Sedar atau tidak, ia merupakan kawasan pembiakan anak-anak ikan, udang, ketam dan pelbagai hidupan marin yang lain. Tanpa bakau, pasti hasil laut kita akan berkurang. Rakyat juga turut terkesan apabila hasil tangkapan berkurang, maka harga ikan akan melambung tinggi. Bukan sahaja kita yang amat bergantung kepada ekosistem ini. Haiwan-haiwan liar lain juga amat bergantung kepada paya bakau. Kehadiran ribuan burung air hijrah di Teluk Air Tawar ini adalah sebagai petunjuk biologi untuk memberitahu kita bahawa kawasan bakau dan dataran lumpur di sini amat sihat dan kaya dengan makanan laut. Mereka berhijrah ribuan kilometer ke selatan hemisfera pada bulan September hingga Mac dan pulang semula ke utara pada bulan Mac hingga Mei setiap tahun kerana perubahan musim. Mereka akan singgah di kawasan paya bakau kita untuk berehat, makan dan memulihkan tenaga sebelum meneruskan lagi perjalanan ke selatan yang masih lagi jauh. Ekosistem paya bakau dan dataran lumpur Teluk Air Tawar ini ibarat hentian R&R untuk mereka kerana ia terletak di laluan penerbangan burung-burung air hijrah yang utama, iaitu Asia Timur Australasia. Maka adalah amat penting untuk kita menjaga ekosistem paya bakau ini supaya manfaat yang berpanjangan akan kita perolehi. Bukan sahaja kita, malah untuk generasi akan datang dan juga hidupan liar yang lain.
Thank you, Dr. Munira, for the video.
Okay.
It was, if it wasn't for the video, we really don't know. Like, there are so many beautiful birds actually stop by Penang, at
Yes.
certain period of month. Yeah, we really need to learn how to appreciate and appreciate the beauty of nature. So, having said that, Dr. Kylie, would you like to share with us more about your activity or initiative that conducted under GEC?
Okay, Kimberly, thank you very much. And after you're hearing from the birds from Dr. Amira, okay, now we look into water, the basic for life and so on. I would like to share two recent activities, which represent one from rural area, the other one in urban setting and so on. 5 weeks ago, during the recovery MCO period, we have conducted a biody and water study for Kinta Basin, Sungai Kinta Basin thing. So we explore the forest reserve and also natural river of Sungai Kinta, which provide the raw water for Sultan Azman Shah Dam, which is the main water supply for the whole Ipoh community people from there. So it was a 10 days expedition, so I was there for a few days. So we are so excited to look into the source. It's a beautiful memory to see the first drop of the river journey and so on. But nevertheless, what happened that as we walk, explore within few kilometers, we saw how beautiful the Sungai Kinta, where it is crystal clear, drinkable, and so on. But within 2 kilometers, what we noticed there's one tributary that coming from one of the nearby highway, and suddenly the river turned into Teh Tarik. From the drinkable class 1 crystal clear become Teh Tarik. So why I'm sharing there, this is one good example. Even though within the forest, protected area, rural area, we still have problem because of the anthropogenic activity, the human intervention. So that's one good example. Even sometimes we cannot take anything for granted. I think today's session, everyone need to know, we cannot take anything for granted. Okay, so this one thing that so and this also another good example. So the human activity impact not only on the nature, on the water, flora and fauna, but also on our own water supply. As you know, there's no alternative to water for human beings, but yet people stand because we take things for granted. We say we are so lucky in Malaysia. Obviously, Malaysia is a blessed country with abundance of the rain, but still we have sometimes water shortage and so on. So that is one scenario. But nevertheless, I want to share the second scenario in urban area, which is the Klang River within KL city. There's one area where previously was the illegal rubbish dumping ground, car park, illegal car park. In fact, there was a drug hiding place and so on. So the community have realized this. That's why sometimes we need issue, and we shouldn't see issue as it is, but to turn issue into opportunity. This is how one good example about how community can turn the problem into something benefiting the community. So maybe we look into the video. Okay.
Agree. Water is one of the important
isu di sini dulu adalah tempat di mana tempat orang buang sampah ataupun tempat di mana kereta parking, kereta-kereta yang rosak, dan dari segi keselamatan di sini adalah tempat orang yang mengisap dadah. Kami bersihkan kawasan ini bersama dengan GECA pada tahun 2019 bersama DBKL turut serta Alam Flora dan begitu dengan kolej daripada luar seperti Kolej Sudi Tun Razak, Sunway College, dan begitu juga tahun 2020 kita bersama dengan IKEA untuk membersihkan kawasan ini. Selepas itu kami maintain untuk menjaga kebersihan kebun ini sehingga kini. Inisiatif telah kami jalankan adalah seperti recycle cleaning, di mana di sana adalah tempat kami simpan barang-barang yang terpakai untuk
di
mana recycle ni sebenarnya kami ada dua jenis, yang itu satu yang mana dia boleh jual dan yang kedua adalah barang-barang yang tidak boleh dijual lah. Contohnya seperti tayar, botol ataupun tong sampah yang mana kami gunakan sebagai contohnya tong sampah untuk tanam sayur dan tayar untuk buat tangga lah sebagai inisiatif kami. Dan begitu juga kami ni ada pemantauan sungai dilakukan sebulan sekali ya. Inilah suasana sungai tu, mana ni di sini adalah tempat orang mancing juga sungai ni. setelah kami bersihkan, di mana adalah penduduk di sini Pansuburi Mutiara Mana ni datang sini untuk memancing. Kawasan ni dulu adalah semak samun sebenarnya. Setelah kami inisiatif bersama dengan GECA, kami telah bersihkan kawasan ini. Contohnya di sini pun kami ada juga tempat untuk baju kompos, di mana kami buat baju kompos, mana sayur-sayur yang terbuang daripada kedai-kedai, diorang akan hantar ke tempat kami akan buat baju kompos.
So this is the community garden that they develop within the abundant area. So now turn into this, where they are selling their vegetable and make some alternative revenue for the club to sustain themselves. And now they even have this center, River Care Education Center. You can see the cabin there.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of initiatives have been done.
They have a nursery. You can see this is a nursery. Mostly use the used item, upcycling. These are Bayam Brazil, so they do sell that to get revenue for the club. I think brinjal.
So all these are fully initiated and managed by the local community?
Yes. This is purely by them, and this is just one old community, So this is one of the good example how urban community to turn the problem into something asset, and from liability become asset. Of course, we have another good one, so anyone interested can come. We have another 4 years old community who are very asset, but I'm showing something new. Hopefully, in the next 1-2 years, they will be very successful community. Okay, so this should give you hope.
I see. So, having said that, from your point of view and also experience, Dr. Kali, what are the roles of the local community in this nature conservation and how important it is?
I mean, as what your question is all about, how important it is important. I think the first thing we need to understand that we human beings, we are the main custodian or the stakeholders or the beneficiary of the environment. So we need to understand nature as it is, okay? That we are part of the ecosystem, but unfortunately, we are just a small component of the whole nature, environment, and so on. There is a bigger scope, which is a flora and fauna, and also the what they call soil, river, forest, and so on. But however, even though we are very small portion in the ecosystem, but we are the most significant and have highest impact and the biggest culprit. So that one we need to understand that. So therefore, we need to understand and we need to play our role as a responsible global citizen. Environment is not belong to us. It's lent by our future generation to us, for us to use. So it's our responsibility to protect and hand over to them, not use and destroy it and let them suffer in the future. Okay, so what we want them is the community to take the ownership, okay, and then don't wait for anyone to act. This is our responsibility, is our environment. So what are the things they can do? Straight away you can be the eyes and ears, because flora and fauna, animal and plants can't talk. We are the only creatures with the sixth sense who can communicate. So we are responsible not only for our own existence, but also for other things. Okay, and COVID-19 during the MCO is proven that we need more environment than the other way. Environment doesn't need we need them. So therefore, we need to understand that we should be eyes and ears, not only for us, but also the environment thing there. So you can be like friends of rivers or friends of birds or whatever that. No? So one of the key things we can do is monitor your environment. Please do so. Monitor your surrounding area, because you are the first frontliner, we call. For COVID-19, we say police and so on. But for environment, we are the frontliner. We cannot expect agencies to do the work for us. Okay, so the other one is we also have to play our role as an individual, responsible global citizen, as a family members, as a part of the society, Okay, as a part of the global citizen and so on. So we need to play our role at a different level. No matter how small or how big, we need to do something. So one of the key things we always say that learn how to manage the natural resources as it is, beside including the water. You can do anything that, as long as you don't waste, don't over exploit, and secondly, you manage your waste accordingly in a sustainable manner. Okay, so will be that. Adopt the zero waste concept. There's so many concepts available. Water footprint, carbon footprint, doesn't matter. The most important is that you also can be a leader to your own family, for yourself, to initiate the importance of the environment for us, not for others, for us, for our own existence. So these are the simple things. Of course, there's a lot, but these are the things. Be yourself, be empowered to protect our own interests, and we are the only creatures can look after not only ourselves, but also other creatures. Okay, protect river to protect ourselves.
Yes, I like the way how you say we are the frontliner. So definitely, if we are not going to take care of our environment ourselves, who is going to take care for us since we are living there? So yes, that's very important that every one of us has to play our part in that sense. But for Dr. Munira case, the project is a bit different. So from your point of view, Dr. Munira, what do you think the local community can play a role in this shorebird conservation part?
Okay, basically I totally agree with Dr. Kali, because most of my point is very similar to Dr. Kali. I agree with what Dr. Kali said about the frontliners. They are the frontliners to the area because they live in that area. So we are outsider. So every activity that happen on that area, they will affect first. They will know first. So they have to play a role as a frontliner. They will deliver any issue or activities that happen in that area. So they are very responsible to protect their own land. Yeah. Okay. This is different between people who live in that area and the outsider. Like us, we are the outsider, not people live in that area. So they must play important as their important role as a frontliner. And I also agree with Dr. Kali. They have to actively participate in every nature program in their area. This is very important because if you didn't join the nature program, you cannot increase your knowledge or awareness on environment. Okay, this is no doubt. Each of us need to seek the knowledge. Without knowledge, you can't do anything. All right. Okay. So we are humans that live on a planet that we are shared with other creatures, right? So the only difference between humans and other creatures, we have the ability of thinking. Am I correct, Kimberly?
Yep, we can do
So
something.
yeah, so this is the point where whoever we are, regardless of our backgrounds and religious, we have to play our role in taking care of our environment. Yeah.
Yes, we are the guardian of this Mother Earth in a way
Yes.
because we are given the ability to do so. So agree. Everyone, in other words, in short, basically, is everyone please take care of whatever happens at your backyard, regardless of where you stay, so that people can, all those creature, animals, they can have a better place to actually, we can enjoy the nature with them. At the same time, it's also for our future generation. It's not only for the animal, but also for the younger
Yes.
generation.
Yes.
So in that case, how can we encourage our local community to actively participate in this nature conservation activity? Dr. Munira, how can the local community participate further?
Okay, this is a very good question because this question is always come to our mind. Yeah, whenever we want to conduct programs on nature conservation, we always ask this question to ourselves: how we can attract local community to participate in nature conservation program. So first, we have to know who our target participants are. because different range of age need different approach, and same goes to the participants with different backgrounds. Yeah. For example, most of our target groups is the locals of Teluk Air Tawar. Most of them are villagers and work as fishermen. So what we did is, first we built a good relationship with them. In order to make our work easy, we need to know who is the community leader to the area. For example, in Teluk Air Tawar Kuala Muda, initially I built a good relationship with the unit Lion. Yeah, and then slowly I got to know other community members in that area. So this definitely will make my work easier whenever I want to conduct any nature programs with them. That's the first one. So the second thing, I believe that joint collaboration between groups and agencies is very crucial. From there, we can have strong support and make your work easier. For SPMP, whenever there is a big program that we want to conduct, we always working with other NGOs and government agencies. Hence, people will get more interested to join when they see the program is supported by various agencies. Am I right? Yeah. Yes.
Totally
So, yes. And then thirdly, don't forget to give free gift to your participants. Okay, this will motivate them, especially children, and get them all excited. And you can create quiz or any kind of competition and offering the lucky winners with special gift. Yeah. So I believe this also can attract participants to join our program and always be looking forward to joining our next program. And lastly, is marketing tool. Yeah. Okay. It's the same like if you want to sell something. Yeah. Like in our situation, in order to encourage more people to participate in our nature program, our digital marketing must be powerful. Nowadays, we are living in the digital world, right? So, for example, in SPMP, we always create videos that can touch the viewer's heart, as well as any interesting videos that have wow value. Yeah. So far we are very happy to say our participants come from different backgrounds. For example, it range from housewife to professionals, students to researchers. So this is what we did. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Munira. Agree on what you say. First, we need to enlighten, educate, empower, then encourage. Definitely,
Yes.
it's a way how we can engage further to the frontliners to help us to join us in this journey. From Dr. Kali, would you like to share more with us how GEC actually encourage local communities to participate in that?
I think whatever Dr. Munira mentioned is a similar then, but nevertheless, the process that we undertake when we look into the community, we always perceive ourselves there to support them, not to instruct anyone to do anything. Okay, so that must be clear. We are there to support them. So therefore, number one, we always, whenever we communicate, community call us, we first think, please identify what is your issue. We conduct a rapid environmental assessment or pollution mapping. So from that assessment, they know what actual root cause in their area. Sometimes they perceive as a problem. Actually, it's not. It could be different reason. So that's what the rapid assessment is vital for them to understand. Because once they understand their problem, then only internally they will come forward to tackle the root cause. Otherwise, it become a project, where they do because someone asked them to do. We don't want that. So that's the first one. We always support them by conducting together with them a rapid environmental assessment to identify the issue. Second is, once we already know the problem, and then we ask them what you want to achieve. What are the changes that you are expecting from what you have now? That's number two. So we ask them, what is your end target? Because we don't want them to do anything for us. Because environment not belong to GC or belong to any of us. It belong to that individual, that particular community. Because the issue, like local agenda 21, we are talking about localized things there. Okay, so and then third one is identify the relevant program. It could be from GEC, it could be from the agency, it could be from the Dr. Munira or even Penang Council. No, it could be there's so many parties out there doing a lot of program. So just identify which is relevant to your issue. There's no good program or bad program. It is whether appropriate for that particular issue with the resources that we have, with the manpower we have, all these things. So identify that. Number 4, then that what GC role is to provide them the skill. They have sometimes knowledge with the internet, everything knowledge, awareness is all a lot in Malaysia. We are a learner society, but what's still lacking is the related skill. So we have to give them the skill through training, workshop, and so on. And after that, number 4 is the give them the tools for them to act. It could be material, could be equipment, could be anything. And finally, start initiative, not activity. Initiative, it could be small but regular, so that it become habit. And you know, anything that you do 21 times, it become habit. So start with small, don't start with the big, small, slowly, gradually increase, so it become habit and they have the ownership. They get buy-in from them. And finally, link with the respective agencies, like what Munira said, with the local politician, could be local NGOs, government, and so on. And finally, to maintain on the sustainable, one of the key things to motivate the community is always give them recognition. It could be through the media, not necessarily must be in a dollar sign. It could be a recognition through the media, social media, and so on. Like in GC, we have a River Care Award, like River of Life, JPS one, they have a Road Pop Award. So sometimes award, it is a real motivation for a community, real recognition, and so on. So these are the 5 or 6 things the community can do, or what we should do in order to have a sustainable activity. That's the most important. Not point we start an activity and die off within weeks and so on.
Dr. Kylie, thank you. I agree with what you have shared just now. I hope our viewer actually jot down the points or the strategy that you guys use, because it's really helpful if you are any one of you are planning to actually engage the local community to start something, or you want to start something within your community. It's a very good strategy of how you can start looking into that. So, but most importantly, I think both of our guests trying to highlight here is the sense of ownership. We first have to instill in every one of us that this whichever surrounding that we are living in environment, it belongs to us. It's not belongs to the authority or anyone but us. So we should take charge to do something. But there are also a number of agencies are there to actually help to carry out, to guide you through. So most importantly is you yourself want to start. Thank you so much, Dr. Munira and Dr. Kylie, for your inspirational sharing. Actually, as you were sharing, I have been looking, there are some interesting questions that are actually posted by our viewer here, which I would like to quickly jump into that because they are really interesting. And should we get the first question in from our viewer? Okay, so we have a question from Asha asking Dr. Munira. So the question is posted to Dr. Munira. Any idea that on what are the biggest threats to the mangrove? So because just now you highlight about the importance of mangrove and stuff, right? Yep, Dr. Munira.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ashawani, for that question. For Teluk Aitawa itself, this area. Okay, let me tell a little bit about Teluk Aitawa. Teluk Aitawa Kuala Muda is a mangrove area, consists of 600 hectare of mangrove. Okay, 600 hectare with 10 kilometer length and 2 kilometer at the highest point of width. Okay, so this area has been marked as aquaculture industrial zone, industrial scale. Yeah, I'm talking about aquaculture in industrial scale. So they want to, the state government want to change it into aquaculture industrial zone. So this will definitely will give a bad impact to the local people there and also to the Malaysia, yeah, because we know that the mangrove functions are too many. Okay, we know that when you destroy mangrove means you destroy its functions. Yeah, the mangrove functions too many, so they are very important for us. For example, the mangrove protect our coastline from large wave like tsunami. If we recall back, Penang has experienced in the past. If it had not been for mangrove at Kuala Muda at that time, much of property and human life would be been lost. So the presence of mangrove there had helped protect the local community. Mangrove also, don't forget, mangrove also act as a breeding ground for our commercial fish. So this is important for us to protect this area. Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, I saw one of your articles mentioned under SPMP saying the importance of mangrove, how it actually saved us from the tsunami last time.
Yes.
Also, as mentioned by Ahmad Uze, to Dr. Kylie and Dr. Munira, can you share with us how to engage with the youth and children of the community? As you know, amidst this age of entertainment, environment may not be something that they are interested in. Children and youth is one of the target group, probably someone that we should look into, giving them the input into that. Perhaps Dr. Kylie, would you like to share on this part?
Okay, thank you, Ahmad, for the question. I mean, it's a very interesting question, and this is one of the biggest challenge that even GC we are always faced. How to attract the youth is much easier to get the so-called senior citizen and also adult, mature community. But we know as a way forward, we need youth to come in and so on. See, one of the lessons learned and currently we adopt is we ourselves, we need to change our way of approach, how we organize events and so on. So we need to create an event in a very creative manner. And youth like certain way of doing things now. So we need to change from the conventional way of doing things to more creative, more engaging, more thing. At one time, for me to gather 100 people will take months of preparation. But with the social media, within a week, one posting will attract hundreds of people, youth coming into that now. So these are the new adjustments. That's number one. Number two, in all our activities, always try to have what we call a fun way of doing things now, without sacrificing the main cost of our program. We cannot sacrifice that. Okay, but we need to have element of fun and also sharing, because youth love, they do one work but they take two selfie, and we need to accommodate to that. I'm not saying it's wrong. Okay, when we do those days, we concentrate on the work, and that's what I come from. We concentrate on the work, but now we cannot. So you need to blend so that it will attract all generation. So that's number two, must have a fun thing there. The third one is social media playing important role. And when you give a platform for them on the sharing and also peer-to-peer sharing, that is one of the key motivation to attract them. Not so much, I'm so sorry to say that, not so much of the environment per se, but that the sharing, the social element of environment is play key important for the youth and the young generation kids there. And third, last one, we also have to incorporate or provide platform for the youth to come and also contribute your idea. And one of the key things we can provide platform is use innovation and technology to do the work. A non-conventional way of doing like what we have done. I'm not that old, but still I'm using most of the time conventional. But now when we organizing for the thing, we need to understand that, technology innovation should take front when we do planning, and let them know, we listen to them, but we need to mold and guide them in the right direction. Otherwise, we'll go end up in the wrong thing. I've seen an environmental program, after the event is full of rubbish. So we don't want that happen. We want to have fun, but at the same time, there is a message, there is a thing. So it's not only going here from the head to the heart. So it must be heart approach. That is one of the key things that we can use based on our experience to engaging the youth and the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope this is helpful, because dealing with youth, definitely we need to it keeps us young as we think about the way how to interact with them. It keeps us young. Perhaps Dr. Munira, you have anything to add on for this question? Yeah. Do you have anything?
Okay. From my experience, okay, before the event, before the event, I always engage the teachers. Okay. Always contact the teachers and promote the event and ask them, even lecturers in university, and promote them our program and ask them to bring their kids or their students to our program. So in the program, we always show the videos of shorebirds, on the mud flats and flying there, here and there. So they are become excited to see. So during after the video, I always bring our telescope and binoculars, bring them to the field and see live the birds on the mud flat, because they didn't realize that the birds are very close to them, just at their backyard. So this is a very important thing that we have to do. Other than that, I always say that free gift is very important. For example, if you have a kitchen, okay, with kitchen with birds on it, so every to give as a gift to the kids, they will put on the let's say on their bag, school bags. So they every time they see it, they will remember. Oh, this is I got from Shorebirds Peninsular Malaysia event. So this will make their memory. They will remember, keep in their mind what they have went through, and they will. I hope they will feel that they have to play a good responsibility to protect their environment. Okay.
I agree. Definitely. Thank you, Dr. Munira. I agree on that. Definitely, to have, I wouldn't say, perhaps not a gift, more of like a souvenir to remind them that actually there are such beautiful things.
Yes,
Usually I can
yes,
only see on National Geographic, but now I can see on my backyard. I can just open my window, I can see. And this is actually happening in around us. Yep. So we have one last question due to time constraint from some. As frontliners, what concrete action can we take? Also, how about the affected community without equal access to the resources of privileges? So perhaps, Dr. Kylie, would you like to give your input on this part?
I mean, as a frontliner, as what I think I mentioned in my earlier part, that is number one, we need to be what they call eyes and ears. We cannot depend on others. We need to monitor first, so that before the environment become worse, like because go into ICU, you always for river, we always say monitor the river health. So that's what the frontliner must do. They monitor their environment, so that whenever there's a problem at the early stage, it's easy to tackle and handle the issue there. So for me, the most important, I would say, for the whole human is be, as a frontliner, monitor your environment and reconnect yourself to the environment. Let nature, because nature can look after herself. We need to understand, nature doesn't need doesn't need our help. We need to understand, we have to control ourselves, that rather than putting more pressure, pollution to the environment. That is what we have to do. It's not we are helping the environment. For me, environment can sustain herself. It be created in such a way. We have to monitor. So whenever there is some minor issue due to the human intervention, so we have communicate with the respective agencies to tackle the problem at the early stage. That's number one. Number two, about this marginalized community. I mean, we know nature belongs to everyone. In Malaysia, no one owns river. River belongs to everyone. There shouldn't have problem on the marginalized community to access to resources. In this case, I will focus on the water. So I think we shouldn't have any issue. But nevertheless, I do acknowledge it. What Joey mentioned, that there is certain scenario which I'm not going to deny, but in generally there is no shouldn't be any obstacle for people to access to the especially the water. I will focus on water. Water is a basic for life. Water's life, water for life, and so on. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Kali. Agree. Perhaps also there are a number of tools that has been offered by GEC as well as SPMP to the local community. It doesn't have to be like really wow or expensive tools, but actually very practical tools. And also it can be also an opportunity for them, a job opportunity for them to actually protect their environment at the same time, earn a living from there. I have seen a number of projects actually successfully carry out this kind of benefits to the local community. Anything to add on from the side, Dr. Munira, for these questions by Joey?
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Kali. What Dr. Kali said is a very same to my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, because both of y'all also due very much to the local community who's living there. Yeah. So I hope that that answer your question, Joey. All right. So with that, we are coming to an end for our Sembang session. Thank you very much, Dr. Kali and also Dr. Munira, for your sharing and also your sharing your journey with us, and also some of the strategy that you use dealing with the local community. That's really very important for us to absorb and actually apply in future in our program. And also, we'd like to also thank to the rest who actually posted up the questions and showing your interest in this nature conservation part. Okay, so with that, perhaps we will put Dr. Munira and Dr. Kali behind the stage first. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sembang. Meanwhile, we will proceed ahead for the announcement of our program.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Dr. Munira. And thank you, everyone, for the opportunity for sharing session.
Thank you, Dr. Kali.
By the way, for those of you, our audience or viewer, if you have any questions to both of our guests, don't forget to follow them, as you can see the crawler below on their Facebook page. So if you have any interest of knowing their project, more on their project, please feel free to search them online or drop them a message so that you can find out more on how you can engage them, or you can learn more from them on how to start something within your community. Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. And lastly, I would like to thank to all our viewers who have been staying with us throughout the whole session. Thank you so much for your questions, for your interaction. We really appreciate that. And also, if there are some questions or comments that we didn't manage to actually go through, our apologies on that. But if you have any question or anything that you would really like to find out, please drop us a message in Penang Green Council Facebook page or our Instagram, YouTube. You can just drop us a message. We'll get back to you real soon. And also, lastly, I believe that those of you, if you feel you find that this session is very short, that you want to know more, yes, we have upcoming. We have a webinar called this effective disaster management topic. So it will be hosted through Zoom. So do remember to register, scan the QR code, or you can find on our Facebook page or Instagram. Do register and get the Zoom link before you can actually join the session. So just now, as mentioned, Dr. Munira mentioned before, saying that the importance of mangrove, how it actually protect us from the disaster, tsunami and stuff, right? So yes, if you want to find out more on how we can actually manage how the expert views on this effective disaster management, do join us on this Zoom session. Yeah, this is going to be held on this coming Thursday, 27th of August, 10 a.m. So do join us on this. And also, if you are still looking forward to our next Sembang session, Please remember to block off your date. We are going to have our last Sembang session on 22nd of September. It's also on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Facebook Live. So right now, go and mark your calendar, okay? So with that, we are coming to an end. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone once again. And if you like to find out more about our program, Not Necessary Sembang, or our webinar, do follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just type Penang Green Council, you'll find us. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.